Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing the finals. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zerl. Let's get to it. So we're trying out the closed beta version of the finals, but before we get to that, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. So I like to think of the finals as kind of the deep dive AR type game where the player goes into a virtual reality, augmented reality, kind of like, you know, The Matrix or Ready Player One or Sword Art Online. There's a couple different modes, and I'm sure there'll be probably a couple more once the game fully comes out. But it essentially revolves around either taking people out and taking the money that they have, or going after the vaults, opening them or detaching them, and then cashing it in. And one of the nice spins on it is that the people, when you take them out, they leave a statue behind and just turn into a pile of money, which I think is kind of a neat idea. So what's also a little bit different is that there's different build types, small, medium, large, and each one is a little bit different. One's, you know, faster, one's slower, one has more survivability, one has less. The types of weapons, etc., that you can use will be different. You have this arena, and you know, it's basically funneling all the players to where the vault is, because there's only the one vault. And then once you open it up, you've got a couple of choices of where you can take it, but there's only a few, and whoever is holding it is an open target, because everyone can see where the vault is at. So everyone can go exactly, they know exactly where that vault is at, and they can come after you. It's all teams of 3, so it's important to stay with your team when possible. Being off by yourself is a sure way of getting taken out. You can cover your team, but just know that if you fall behind, kind of like I did here, there's potential for you to be taken out. The other mode that they had in the closed, or the open beta, excuse me, is this where you can pick up coins and then you become a target because you have coins on you, and when someone takes you out, you drop your coins, that person can pick them up, and then of course you want to safe keep the coins that you pick up, which means that you have to bank it, and the first team that gets up to a certain amount of money wins. You kind of have this countdown when you're cashing out, like we are here, where someone can come up and steal it. It takes a little bit of time for that to happen. So if your team gets wiped out, then you're out of luck, and you'll have to run back to the point. If one of you gets taken out, then you can always be revived by one of your teammates if they're close by. So that's the gist of it. Here we're bringing the teammate back. It makes a lot of sense to do so because they don't have to run all the way back then if they get revived, versus if they have to come back, respawn. One of the other big things is this particular mode, you had unlimited respawns, coins, but I imagine that there will be modes where you only have a certain number of coins to respawn, maybe a deathmatch type, and then of course, once your team's out, you're out, and you have to wait until the round finishes before you can come back. So, in essence, this game has some really neat ideas and gameplay and features. That's the good. The bad part is that the open beta already was a sweat fest where you had people just doing the what they had to, or what they thought they needed to, in order to win. Nobody likes to lose, obviously.
Only one contestant left for the big splash.
But how far people are willing to go in order to win is certainly something else. Now the one mode, the current mode was 3 teams of 3, so 9 players. They also had 4 teams of 3, and that was more PvP oriented. So you can see on the top left how much each team has cashed out. And it only, the game itself only lasts a certain amount of time, which you can see at the top middle, or once someone hits the mark for the amount of money banked. So depending on how any one team is doing will change how the dynamic works. So hopefully, I'd like to see the developers make it so that it's not such a sweat fest when you're playing. It's one of those, yeah, it's great when you're on the team that's winning, but when you're on the team that's not winning, I've seen a lot of players disconnect or quit, and that kind of ruins the experience. So you have, instead of a team of 3, you've got a team of 2, or even a team of 1, because one, as soon as they pop in and they're like, oh, there's only 2 people on my team, I don't want that. But that's not the entirety of the problem. You also have, people using scripts or macros or whatever in order to get the upper hand. And so if it's already like that in the closed or open beta, once it gets full release, then I would say it would likely be more so. And then on top of that, once you have kind of the casuals leaving, then it's going to be even worse. So hopefully they can devise an idea or a few ideas in order to alleviate the sweatiness of the matches outside of, especially outside of tournaments. They have a tournament ranked games, which I would like. I wouldn't mind seeing people sweating those matches, but just in general, not so much. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
PlayStation